I read a quote that you were saying the industry couldn't figure out your ethnicity, so they kept casting you as exotic. And I get the same every day. I'm like, what are you?
Yeah.
And you're like, what does that mean? I'm a human.
I'm a person.
You know,
in the world.
Do you think I'm a person in the world?
We're diverse.
I know. Sometimes I say like, I'm a dinosaur. Like, what does that question even mean? But since that, was something that you had to deal with, do you think that casting has changed over the years at all, or are we still in that spot? I still hear the word exotic.
Yeah, I mean, I think people like Jennifer Lopez and Halle Berry, Sofia Vergara, I think that they have changed people's ideas of, what it means to be a leading lady, and they've broken down a lot of barriers and opened up doors for the next generation of young girls coming up, and they feel like they can identify with them, and it's not just a certain archetype, Caucasian archetype, that gets to be the leading lady. So I do think that we are in a much better place than we were 20 years ago when I started.
Walk me through a typical day in the life of Jessica Alba. Does that exist, first of all?
There isn't no 2 days are the same. I would say a day that I feel very productive is a day that I get to work out super early in the morning, and then I get home when my kids are waking up, and I spend their breakfast with them, and then they go off to school, I go to work, and I'm just usually in back-to-back meetings and home in time to put them in bed and then have dinner with my husband. That's like a dream day that rarely happens, but that's the goal. That would be a great day.
Do people come up to you all the time asking you like parenting advice at this point? Like they think, parent expert, she knows everything.
I don't know. I mean, sometimes if I hear someone having anxiety about being a parent, I feel like not a lot of people told me that I don't have to be like other people, and not a lot of people told me that everyone's different. And I feel like a lot of people came to me and they wanted to say, like, this is what you do. And I feel like not enough people said, that may have worked for them and that may have worked for them, but what works for you is only something that you're going to figure out. And as you go, and there's no manual, and each kid even is different in the way that you parent them. So if I give any advice, it's usually that.
Just go with the flow.
Go with the flow and learn what works for you, and even what works for Haven is very different than what works for Honor. They're just very different kids, and so just knowing that there's no one way or right way of doing it.
Yeah. Well, now that you've got those two more or less figured out, any plans to expand? Does Cash want a boy?
I love babies. I love having kids. It's when they grow up that I'm just kidding. They become children and adults. No, I mean, if we're lucky enough to have another kid sometime in the future, that would be awesome, but we're really happy with where we're at.